Welcome back.
Welcome. So with the last video, we left off of the importance of reading and books to people. Again, reading is good. Reading helps your brain.
It's not only for summertime at the beach.
Yes.
Year round, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many great books out.
Yes.
And mine will come. Just kidding. Hopefully,
yeah.
Well, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when it comes out.
Yes. So, one like that we both have is alone time.
Alone time.
Yes.
The importance of alone time. I've always considered myself to be an extrovert, and I truly am, but I know I'm also an introvert. You know, there are times where we just need to be alone. And a lot of people say, well, I'm not good at being alone. I have to be around people. It's like, okay, what are you running away from? That's my first thought.
Mm-hmm.
I always said I am great with me, myself, and I, with my own company. There are definitely times I want to be social and I want to be out and everything. But I'm also, just want to be alone and be reflective and just be. It's okay to just be. And I think the silence for some people is just too much. And I mean, that's something you'll have to look at as to why. But COVID was it was a great time for me. Although I wasn't alone because the kids were home, it was the best time because we were alone together. But we got to do so many things together and experience so many things and play so many games and just be. I mean, we weren't in each other's hair all the time, but I know a lot of parents had a difficult time with that, but I had the best time. I thought it was the best time ever because we got to discuss so much and got to know so much more about each other. I just thought it was one of the greatest times, but yeah, that alone time. And we're all that way. We're very social, but there are times where we just need our own space just to be.
I more so like my alone time more than you probably because I am more of an introvert. But like I would love, even though I'm alone, playing games online with friends. That's still social connection. I think I have a higher preference for that than going out, but it's not to say that I don't like to go out once in a while if like the weather is nice or I'm just like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, let's get together. But yeah, being by myself and alone, I think is a great way for me to bring out my creativity too, because then I'm thinking about what can I create next, or if I'm just randomly just doing something and then a thought just comes to my mind, I'm like, oh, yeah, I should probably do that.
Yeah. Being alone allows you to take in more. Of your own thoughts or things that just come when you're around people all the time. For me, that's kind of like static. Any thoughts that can come in is stopped.
Yeah.
So being alone is, and that's when journaling is great too. Just get out a book and just start writing down everything that comes to your mind. There's so much there. And if you're constantly busy, you're missing out on all of those, what am I trying to say? The ideas, whatnot, trying to come through.
Inspirations?
Well, I mean, they could be inspirational, but if you're constantly busy with just watching TV or on your phone or, talking with other people, you don't have time to allow for a lot of creative things or ideas to come
Yeah.
to you. And you don't always, being alone doesn't mean you always have to be, busy, you know? For me, in the beginning, it was very difficult. It was very difficult just to be, without any music or TV or, phone, just to be and let whatever wanted to come through. Um, but I've gotten, used to it. I still like, to play my little games on the telephone and, watch YouTube or different shows. But it's important to take that alone time to where everything is just shut down, get comfortable with that. Like I said, have a pen and paper and just write down what comes to you. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Right?
Another or two things that I'll combine is what we consider woo-woo stuff, astrology and tarot. I haven't really been that much of a fan of it when I was younger. When Mama got into it, it just felt like that was all she would talk about. And of course, as a kid, if someone keeps talking and harping on you about some things, you could have an aversion to it and be like, ew, no, like, please, this is annoying. I'm not like that and stuff. But once I had to go through my own challenges, my own transformation, that's when I started opening up to the idea of astrology and tarot and looking at things not just from black and white again, but seeing the gray in between. So now I find joy in those things, and like crystals and all of that. It made me grow as a person, and I have learned a lot from all of it too.
I think people have their own opinion about this stuff, but I feel if you feel that you learned something about it, I feel, it's your choice. Personally, I don't know a lot about astrology, but what I do know is it has helped me with my relationships with others. That's personal. People who I would wonder, why was it so tough to have a relationship with? I understand now why. And again, like I said, I know a lot of people don't believe in it, and that's fine. But for me, it has made my life much easier. If you are or were a person who felt you had to try to convince someone of something and they just were not getting it, and you're banging your head, those are the things for me that was important, because I couldn't understand why they couldn't see things the way I did, where I thought was so simple and so obvious. But understanding about other people, and I'm not going to go into it because, again, I'm not an expert, but I just know how it works for me, made it easier for me to not take things personal, not try too hard. Listen, if somebody's not going to get something, they're just not going to get it, and don't waste your time. That's what I have to say to that. You're not going to convince people who don't want to be convinced or who are not willing to see things from your perspective. So you will find your people, your like-minded people, who you can talk about certain things with. right? I think that's a thing that we both learn. It's, we're all not alike, and we
Yeah.
know that, but we also know the people we feel comfortable talking about certain things with, that we can have a conversation that is reciprocal, and those who we don't. And they'll let you know that, well, I don't believe in this. Well, I don't believe, and that's great. We're individuals first and foremost. So, and it's just, I mean, that's something I don't too much like to talk about, again, because, there are so many people with their own mindset as far as all of this stuff. And that's just not something to get into.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw that out.
No, I know. And you should be able to.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just something I'm interested in.
Right.
I know that other people don't. And if I do start to yap to people about it, I'm not expecting them to agree with me, or I'm pushing for them to believe in what I'm believing. I'm just yapping about what I believe in and what I think, and then when I'm finished, I'm just like, okay, then we're moving on.
Yeah.
I'm not looking or expecting for a response or anything
to get someone
like that.
to agree.
Yes.
That's no.
Yeah. I when I was younger, I already had my friend. I got into an argument, or I want to say I got upset at her because she didn't believe in like
well,
the
this
power.
Is about crystals, though.
Yeah. Well, this is about crystals, but I ended up not talking to her for a few days because of that, and it was.
Well, what was the whole thing? You guys went to a rock quarry type place or something like that, right? And then she said something to you about it's just.
No, this was on the Ludwigsburg exchange trip.
Ah, it's a different time.
Yes.
Okay.
And it, looking back on it, yes, it was very petty and stuff. But again, I was a child. So, and after discussing this with Mama, she was like, you need to understand, not everyone is going to believe in the same things that you do. Don't ruin your friendship just because someone has a different opinion than yours. And so then I manned up and talked to her and apologized. They made up, and she apologized too, because
it really wasn't necessary for her to say what she said.
Yes.
And of course you got triggered and you got hurt.
Yeah.
That's life, but that's about communication.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. That's where we come in and we can both say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, and we'll get into communication at another time.
Yeah.
But
that was just a small story I wanted to share, how like something as small as that can cause rifts, and if you don't communicate that with the other person, it could create more of a rift between you, just because one person believes in this and the other person doesn't. And
of course, being young, they're still learning how to communicate and boundaries and things of that sort. So, yeah. So now,
languages. So
it's not my forte.
It is mine, though. But so I am half German, or whatever percentage of German. I'm more than 30%. I can speak German fluently. I have since I was younger, so I already have German under the bag. I took Spanish for 5 years. Unfortunately, I lost that because I didn't keep up with it. I had more of a great time learning Spanish in middle school because my professor, not professors,
in middle school,
my teachers made it fun. And I had a really great time with that. I wanted to learn Chinese and Japanese as my secondary languages before I went into middle school. She said no. She said Spanish is more
I said Spanish first, and then after that, you can learn whatever you want. That's what I said.
Yes. Which the Spanish, she was right. The Spanish did come in handy, and where I work now, it definitely has helped. So there's that. And then I took French online for 2 years because it was online. I didn't really have that personal connection and stuff. So that really didn't do anything for me. Not saying I wouldn't pick it back up again. I would love to. It's just the learning style online just was not for me. And then I am currently learning Korean. I would love to learn Japanese. I would love to learn Mandarin, Cantonese. I would like to learn a lot of languages.
Well, I have to say, she loves languages. Where she works, she has, people from all areas of the world come in, and she makes it a point to find out how to say hello, goodbye, thank you, just small little words. So she can speak it to them. And I think that is fabulous.
Yeah. When I first started working as a barista, I would look up like words like hello, thank you, and stuff, specifically in Vietnamese, and write it on their cups. And seeing them like look or turn around the cups and then seeing the word and they're like, oh my God, you're Vietnamese. How do you know Vietnamese? That just, it made me smile and happy that I made them smile and happy. Or if they didn't see it till the last minute and I saw them then look at it and then just smile and then stuff like that. So learning other languages can be more personable than you think to other people, because many people feel like, or people of other countries feel that other people won't know about their language. But if you take the time to just try a little bit, I'm not saying you have to be fluent in it, but just say like a hello or how are you or something, whatever in that language, that can just make their day.
Yeah.
But then if they start talking to you rapidly in that language, and then you're like, whoa,
your eyes get this big, and it's like, whoa, stop.
I just wanted to say this to you and move on. But
I mean, that's just who you are too. I mean, I always say we're heart centered. We're people. People. Anyway, people person.
Yeah.
So that type of stuff is not where we're trying hard to do something. It's because we want to. It makes us feel good, and it makes us feel good to see that other people are happy about that. So it's not something you have to go out and do it. That's just who we are as people. But it brings us joy. Mine also is cooking. That's watching someone eat and the look on their face of their enjoyment. I mean, there's nothing more. My mom was the same way. So that's just who we are.
Yeah.
And she took it upon herself. She wasn't told she had to do that. And
Yeah, I agree.
So that was the end with the languages. But she's definitely on her own. I couldn't do it. I tried German. I mean, I still know. I know more than hearing than speaking, obviously, but no, not my thing.
So you like music?
Music? Oh, yes.
And
we love music. I've grown up loving all different genres, from heavy metal to rock to soul, hip hop. I mean, the great hip hop back in the day and the rap back in the day. But, listening to music from the 60s and 70s too. I mean, I still do to this day. Like Sunday is my oldies day when I'm in the kitchen. Just thinking about my mom and just the time of my childhood. My kids love the old music too, even from the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
Yes, there is one group that has brought me and her together in so many more different ways. And I am very grateful and appreciative towards them for that. And that is none other than BTS. So how I got into them, it's a
well, who's BTS?
Oh, so for those of you who don't know BTS, BTS is a Korean group. They started off in the year 2013. That was when they first debuted, and since then they have been just growing and growing and growing to now being the biggest boy band in the world. And there are 7 members in the group. We have RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook.
Okay, so was it back in 2017?
When I got you into
Yeah.
it? Yes.
So Jillian wasn't having the best high school experience. And I can see that. And I can see that it was really draining on her. She was going through a lot of different things at that time. And I found out that the school system here had an online, high school online, which had already had 1 year under its belt. And so I asked her if she wanted to try that. And she said yes. So we got her enrolled for her junior year in high school. And that was when she, I guess, was really getting into the group.
Yeah. Well, I didn't explain the reason as to why. It wasn't just out of the blue.
No, I know that, but I'm saying you were already into them. But after...
Well, in 2014, I was introduced to them, to a few of their music videos, and at that time I was just like, nah, I'm not interested. But then in like the last months of high school, like when I was actually physically going to high school, a group of people were talking about it. And because I was having already like issues with friendships and things weren't going the way I wanted to, and I was alone, I wanted to like something that other people were enjoying so that I could fit in with them. And
okay.
The discussion then went to K-pop and BTS. And so then, because I already kind of knew about them from before, I just kind of plopped myself in there and said, oh yeah, I know about them. They're like, who's your bias? I'm like, what? Bias? What? And the only person at the time that I knew was Jungkook. So I said, oh yeah, I like Jungkook. So then with that one person that I was hanging out with, then she started telling me more about them. And then that's when I started to get into them. That friendship didn't go anywhere. So then I was left with, okay, I am into this now though. So let me explore them further. And then that's when I went into the rabbit hole.
Okay, from my side, and I remember we were in New York for your acting.
Yes.
We were going around in New York. And that's when she was trying to get me to listen to the music. And I kept saying, no, I'm not interested. No, I just had, 2 of the kids with me in New York and just had a lot going on. I just said, no. And then she kept going. And at this time I was still, working on myself and going through my own transformation and everything. And she kept harping on me. Come on, Mama, just listen, blah, 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 blah. And I need someone to fangirl with and And of course, with her, being at home, she didn't have the opportunity to be around other people. So I was it. So I think one day I finally listened to some of the music, and it was this the Love Yourself time
Yeah.
going into
Yeah.
and I started listening. Of course, I didn't understand, all the lyrics, but I knew what their purpose was. They were helping people by their own experiences and making songs and encouraging people to take care of themselves and to love themselves and this, that, and the other. And that's what really got me to start being interested in the music, because I felt that they were doing the same thing that I wanted to do. So that was the beginning for me. And the rest is history. I mean, I just fell in love with them. I fell in love with the music. And it's still to this day, sometimes I choose not to look at the lyrics because I feel I'm a feeler. So I feel the music. I feel what they're putting out. And so I don't necessarily need to know exactly what they're saying. It's how it makes me feel. And it's their intention, and what they're all about. So yeah, she kind of drugged me into that.
Drugged you?
Yeah, you drugged me. And then you put on the music. No. And yeah, so yeah, the rest is history. But one thing I want to say about this is I think it's important for parents to find at least one thing that your child is interested in, because this truly brought us so much closer. It really did on so many levels that, we were able to discuss certain things. I mean, and this is like on a daily basis. But even if it's something you think you don't like, just find one thing that they are interested in, because it will bring your relationship closer. And I feel really strongly about this. So, I mean, with her, it's with BTS, but it's with so much more too. Like I said, we love watching mysteries together and other things. With my one son is sports. We love sports and we have that connection, and, we get hyped up when our teams are doing well. With my youngest son, we're just weird together. We're like an old married couple at times. We laugh, we pick on each other, and it's just this, I can't even explain our relationship, but with all three, it's different. And so choose something. It could be more than one thing if you want, but choose at least one thing that they're interested in, because that will make your bond closer and tighter. With the BTS, sometimes it drives my son crazy because we listen to it nonstop. But
not
you know
sometimes,
what?
all the time.
But you know what? It makes me feel good. I can listen to the songs on repeat and not be bothered. And I still listen to my old music and everything else, but it's just something about it. So it's, finding that thing that no matter what's going on in your life, for the moment that's bringing you down or whatever, when I hear their music, I'm out of it, because one, I don't like the feel of, ugh, I want to be happy again. So I look for those things that can get me out of it in that moment instead of sulking. And we've been to several concerts already, and yeah, it was her first real concert experience. The first time we saw them, and I mean, and people would say, "Oh, you should go with someone your own age, or you should be with someone your own age," and she's just kind of like, "I want to be with my mom."
Yeah, I want to say she's more of a ARMY, which is their fandom name, than I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Because for me, my reasoning is, oh, we got these 7 guys. And no, my reasoning is what they stand for, first and foremost. And anyone who are trying to help the collective heal, feel better, love themselves, I'm all for. So that's first and foremost for me. And well, I should say first and foremost is our connection. If anyone knows teenagers, especially teenagers who are going through a lot at the time, like she was, this really brought her out of her shell. She really didn't want to talk too much. She is an introvert, but she was going through a lot with
Friends, yeah.
mainly with the friendships that she had from elementary through, into middle school. But it really changed when she got to high school. Obviously, she was at a school with almost 4,000 kids that she'd never met. And it was a real tough time for her to where she totally went inward. So that for me was, to see her come out of her shell. And I think at the same time you were going through yourself, loving yourself too because of the stuff other people put on you.
Yeah.
Right? And it was all that doubt and, who am I? And, I'm not good at this or whatever the case may be. So that was a pivotal moment.
Yeah.
I just have to say that was a pivotal moment of her coming out of her shell and opening up. And we're the best of friends now, man.
Yes.
She's my bestie. And I know parents say you shouldn't be your child's friend.
Yeah.
But guess what? I say that's not right for our experience.
Yeah.
She still knows I'm mom.
Yes.
When it matters. But we enjoy going out to eat together, going to the movies together, concerts. We enjoy traveling. We enjoy doing all of these things. And why not?
Yeah.
Why not? So, well, with that being said, we've gone through a lot. We mentioned traveling and everything. And the purpose of the same as your dislikes is your likes is, the more you can come up with of things that you like, that makes you happy, make you feel good, you can also look for these characteristics or whatever in other people. They're all important.
Yes.
So with that being said, we're going to move on to
values.
Yes.
And I know we said we do that in this video, but we thought it was better to have that as our grand finale.
Yes.
So that will be our next video.
Okay. So that being said, bye-bye.
Adieu.
We'll see you in the next video. Please like,
share,
and subscribe. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.